Do you know what September 4th is?
No, I don't.
It's World Sexual Health Day.
Ah,
It is a day set aside as an effort to promote greater social awareness of sexual health around the globe. And it actually goes back to 2010, when the World Association for Sexual Health called on organizations to celebrate World Sexual Health Day on each September 4th. The first World Sexual Health Day actually celebrated let's talk about it, to start breaking fears and taboos surrounding sexuality. And you know, that's one of my motivations for doing all of this, is breaking that feeling that we can't talk about it. I mean, you and I know we've talked to couples that can't even talk to each other about it. So that was the first World Sexual Health Day.
who are we?
We are the sexagenarian sages.
And we are here to bust the myths of sex and aging.
And for World Sexual Health Day, I want to focus on some of the good things around sex and actually the benefits of sex.
Some of the health benefits.
Yeah, either alone or with a partner. And that's one of the things I want to point out as we go along. Many of these things are things that you can benefit from even if you don't have a partner.
Great.
So, shall we do a listicle?
I guess.
Yeah, you don't really like
I
the
don't like
listicles.
listicles, but I know
Mhm.
they help people remember things.
So, among the things that have been shown as benefits of having sex through various studies is it boosts your immune system. And in fact, I have a quote here from Yvonne K. Fulbright, PhD, who says, sexually active people take fewer sick days. And that's based on a study that she was involved in. So it boosts the immune system. What would you like to share about it?
Well, doesn't it make sense, first of all, that sexuality, sex, makes us feel good? Our bodies want to reproduce. Life wants to reproduce. And in mammals, it does that through sexual involvement between the two main sexes. I'm not going to get into a lot of the issues today around gender issues and sexual orientation. But the basic need for life to reproduce itself is an important driving mechanism in our bodies.
I want to go beyond reproduction. Sex is pleasurable. It feels good. And as humans, we naturally seek pleasure. Sex is one of those ways of experiencing pleasure.
And part of the reason we naturally seek it is because life wants us to have pleasure. Pleasure means life. Pain does not.
Unless it's pleasurable pain, which is another episode altogether.
Right.
Another health benefit of having sex is it lowers blood pressure. One of the ways it does it is during sex, your body releases vasopressin.
Yeah, you want to get into the neurochemicals a little bit around this?
Sure, we can go ahead and get into neurochemicals if you want.
There's 5 biggies, okay? So these are the main neurochemicals, hormones, that kind of thing, that are released during sex. First, oxytocin. Everybody's heard of oxytocin.
That's the one that makes us feel all close. And
it's the love chemical.
The bonding chemical.
Bonding chemical. Women who have just given birth have a lot of oxytocin in their system. There's a lot of binding that goes on between them and their child. There are other times when this will come up, when oxytocin will be produced. It creates calm, trust, empathy, and
connection.
Another one, vasopressin. Belinda just mentioned that a few moments ago. What does vasopressin really do for us? Well, it's going to increase your blood flow to the heart and to the brain. It's going to help maintain body temperature, and it's going to help to maintain blood volume, all of which are important to a healthy organism. Dopamine, here's another biggie. It's a pleasure chemical. It actually is part of our reward system. When we succeed at something, we have a goal, or we have something we're trying to reach, and we reach it, we get a flash of dopamine, and it makes us feel good. During orgasm, dopamine is released. It makes you feel good. Okay, here's another one, serotonin. Serotonin is mostly produced in your GI tract. It's an important neurochemical for creating enlightened mood or elevated mood, the kind of emotions that are helping you to calm down, to sleep, to relax. Serotonin is an important chemical and brings about a calm, well-regulated system and is released during sex. Number 5 are the endorphins. There's several different types of endorphins. I won't get into all of that, but I'm sure you've heard of endorphins around the runner's high. What happens is these endorphins are actually natural painkillers that are produced in the body, and they are produced and released during sex. So sex can help reduce your pain level.
Thank you. Now, you mentioned vasopressin and that it increases blood circulation to the brain. That's actually another benefit of sex. Is based on several studies. It boosts cognition. So you're actually able to think better. And I don't have the information in front of me, but there was one specific study that looked at older adults, and it found that those that had sex on a regular basis had better results on the cognitive studies than those who either had no sex life or a very low sex life.
It helped with their memory, their ability to learn new things, and to keep that brain healthy.
Another thing that goes on in the brain is during sex, the logic center shuts down and it decreases fear and anxiety. It's that, you know, the thoughts running through the head and, you know, oh, what does this mean? What does that mean? It helps shut that down so you're more able to be present in your body and actually feel the pleasure that you're experiencing. Here's one for the women. Women who have more sex have higher levels of estrogen, regardless of their menopause status. And this is something that we actually discovered with me. You'll see our story in one of our other videos, but after cancer, breast cancer, and after going through menopause, I started having some issues with my sexuality. And when we solved those issues and started having sex on a more frequent basis, I actually found that because I was naturally getting more estrogen in my body, I had more interest in sex, I had more natural lubrication. It just was helping to bring it back up. So it's kind of a use it so you don't lose it situation.
And I know that there are some women who have gone into menopause that cannot take the medications or eat the foods that increase the estrogen in their bodies.
Who, like me?
Yes. They have a condition where they are what's called HER2 positive. It means their body reacts to estrogen to as though it were a carcinogen. And so they're not able to take it in orally or through medication, through food.
But through sex, I could naturally produce more of it.
Exactly.
How about heart attacks? How does sex help with heart attacks?
Well, we've already mentioned how vasopressin which is released during sex, helps to increase the blood flow to the heart. It helps your heart health. It's good for you.
And you know what else? And I think a lot of people know this, even if they don't necessarily think about it, it relieves stress. And some of that is the chemicals that are released, but it's a stress reliever.
Yep.
Oh, did you know it counts as exercise?
Ah, so you can actually burn calories?
Yeah, you burn 5 calories per minute during sexual activity.
Ah,
Hey, I need to wear my calorie counting watch next time we have sex. See how many I burn. Improving sleep. Did you talk about it? Improving
I
sleep?
think I mentioned it just slightly. The
Okay.
serotonin.
Okay, so those are just a few of the benefits of having sex. And that's primarily body related benefits. What about the psychological?
Well, there are some emotional in there.
Yeah.
Certainly those chemicals are going to help your mood.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to make you feel better. And that is a psychological effect of releasing those chemicals.
And if you're in a partnership, sex is going to help with the connection. It's going to make you feel closer to your partner.
Mhm. So there's benefits to having sex.
Mhm.
Do it.
Yep. Now, since it's World Sexual Health Day on the 4th, I do want to mention when we think health, we tend to think about the disease, the dysfunction.
Yeah,
And
the negative side.
yeah, and we have other videos. We've already done one on sex after, actually, we've done several on sex after menopause. We're going to do one on erectile dysfunction. Oh, that's one that we didn't mention. We'll come back to that. We're going to do a video on erectile dysfunction. We're going to do a video on sexually transmitted infections. And I have a colleague that I want to invite for that video. But one of the things we forgot to mention is that sex actually reduces your risk of prostate cancer. Do you want to expand on that?
That is true. Evidence has shown that regular sex leads to fewer incidences of cancer. In other words, a man who has a prostate, who has sex regularly, has a decreased chance of developing prostate cancer.
We're not necessarily talking about sex with a partner. What it is the ejaculation. Men who ejaculate more often have a lower incidence of prostate cancer.
Yep.
We'll attach some links here for some more information that you can look up and get further information. As usual, we're here. You have questions, post them in the comments, reach out to us through our email, get in touch with us.
Share this.
Find out why sex is good for you.
And don't forget to subscribe.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget to celebrate World Sexual Health Day.
September 4th. Thanks for watching.